Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you this Friedrich HVAC unit that I have in my hotel room. Now this unit right here is very similar to a unit that I recorded recently. I don't know if you saw, but it was at the Sheraton in Needham. It had this exact same unit with a few differences. You can see right away this vent is different. If you saw the other video, you'll notice that the vent was white. This one is more of a grayish black color, as you can see, and it's kind of loose. But it doesn't really flex, it's fixed in its position. So yeah, and you can see the two filters right here. It's kind of hard to eject them, but they look pretty clean. At least this one does. And this one does as well. So that's good. And you can see it's mounted on this plate right here that leads to an outside part that you can't see from here. And here's the view from the 5th floor of the hotel here in Peabody, Massachusetts. You can see there's a lot of reflection because it's really dark. And there's a full moon tonight, look at that. So yeah, and another major difference between this unit and the unit at the Needham Hotel is the controls. This unit is locally controlled, there's no thermostat for this unit. So I'll go ahead and go over the controls. You can see it says Friedrich right there. First of all, there's your power light, and you have high, low, and auto fan settings, heat, cool, and constant fan modes, and temperature up and down. You can see the temperature display right there. So yeah, and yeah, you can see the hinges on this are broken, so you kind of have to play around with it. There we go. So yeah, this unit's a little beat up, but it's not the worst I've seen. You can see it's actually mounted pretty nicely, so that's a plus. However, you can hear the highway noise, so it's not insulated properly. So that's a downside. And you can see it has this little contact right here. And I believe this links up with this motion sensor right here. And it turns off the HVAC unit when you're not in the room. Because I notice whenever I walk by this thing, it flashes. Well, sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't always work. But, yeah, you get the idea. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the inside of the vent in more detail. If I take out my phone and turn on the flashlight. There we go. And you can see the fan is a horizontal fan this time. And you can see it has a grill in there. So yeah, there's that. And you can see down there it just has this little metal thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the physical features of the unit. So we'll go ahead and turn it on and start the demonstration portion. Go ahead and start with low. I have it set on heat because it's winter time. It's very quiet. It blows a good amount of air. The heating element isn't on right now because it's not at the set temperature. So yeah, you notice you can see the broken hinge even when this is shut, because you can see this is all off alignment here. But oh well, it's no biggie. I mean, if you open and close it gently, it's just fine. So yeah. So if I go to the entrance of the room here, you can barely hear it. It's very quiet. So that's nice. And yeah. Oh, another thing you may notice, you can see it has these little pegs holding the vent together, as you can see. And another thing you may notice is that this plate right here is kind of mismatched, but oh well. And I think that's because this place used to have carrier units installed. I actually stayed at this place a while back before the place was redone. And they had the carrier units installed. I'll go ahead and link that video in the description so you can compare. Those things were not as good though, so this was a much needed replacement. These units are a lot nicer. So it's good that they recognize that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and turn it up to high. This one actually has quite a bit of a noticeable difference on high, and it blows a lot of air. So yeah, and the compressor isn't activating because this one doesn't have a heat compressor; it just has it for cooling. I actually have no idea if the cooling function even works on this thing. I mean, considering this unit's fairly new, it probably works fine. I just never tested it. So yeah, you can see the wire from the contact. You can see it's kind of exposed right there, so that's a safety hazard. You can see it goes under the unit, and it goes up into the unit right there. I guess it goes into like some sort of switch that switches it off when the motion sensor doesn't sense anything for a long time. And you can see the power cable going into the back right there. So there's probably some sort of internal surge protector behind this plate. That's what I would guess. So yeah, please ignore the noisy highway. So yeah, now if we go at the end of the room, you can kind of hear it a little bit more, but it's still not too bad. So, yeah. That's pretty much all there is to show about this unit, so I'll go ahead and turn it off now. Takes a little bit. And there it goes. So yeah, that was the Friedrich HVAC unit in my hotel room. Thank you for watching.